Hello everyone, I'm Renee Lobo and welcome to the Renee Lobo Report, bringing you issues of topical interest. Today my guest has come from West Bengal, Mr. Tapan Ghosh, and he's a community activist, a social reformer. He's the president of the Hindu Samiti of West Bengal. He's also has written many books, including books on Dr. Ambedkar, who is the father of the Indian Constitution, the fate of Hindus in West Bengal, as well as on Swadeshi movement. So he's here to tell us all about his activities in West Bengal and the reforms that he's tied up with. And we're very happy to have you here with us, Mr. Ghosh. Thank you. I know it's been a very tight visit. You've just come back from Washington, D.C.
Yeah, just.
And tell us now, tell us the purpose of your visit to the United States.
Actually, I have been invited by Indian American Intellectual Forum and Temple Society of North America to observe a Hindu Unity Day.
Right.
Which was on 8th August in Ganesh Temple in Flushing.
Right.
And also I was invited to attend a Hindu Memorial Day on 14th August in Houston, that was organized by the Hindu Congress of America. These two organizations invited me to attend their program, and therefore I came to America.
I see. So you are doing a lot in uniting Hindus, especially in West Bengal. But I believe that they're almost 83% in that state are Hindus. So is there a need for, this kind of...
Actually, the situation now has been drastically changed. Now Hindus population decreased to 70% or 71%. No, 70% Hindus now in West Bengal.
So originally they were over 83%.
Yes, in 1947 when India was divided and Bengal was divided and East Pakistan was created, at that time Hindus were 81% at that time in 1947, and Muslims were 19%. But within these 63 years the Hindu population has decreased into 70%, Christian about 1%, and Muslims, their number increased from 19% to 29%. So that is the exact position now in West Bengal. And also in 3 districts Hindu have become minority.
And these are, which are the 3 districts?
Murshidabad, Malda and North Dinajpur. These 3 districts Muslim have become, they became majority, and Hindu have become minority. And apart from these 3 districts, there are at least 65 developmental blocks among these districts which are Muslim majority and Hindu minority.
Yeah. How did this shift take place?
Because in our India, unfortunately, although it is called a secular state and democratic state, but there are 2 separate laws under our constitution for the Muslims and non-Muslims. Non-Muslims have to observe single marry, one marry rule, but Muslims are allowed to marry 4 times. They are allowed to maintain 4 wives simultaneously, and they do not observe family planning. Their rate of growth is much more. Just if you take the decade wise the growth rate of Muslims and non-Muslims, then you will see that in the last decade the Hindu growth rate was 14% and Muslim growth rate was about 26%. So number one, they do not observe family planning, and their rate of growth is much more higher. And another very important reason is that the illegal migrants from Bangladesh, they come over to India crossing, because we have a porous border. There is no natural boundary, no hill, no river, no natural boundary. So in lakhs, in millions, these illegal migrants, they come from Bangladesh to India, and their first destination is West Bengal or Assam. Therefore these 2 provinces, Assam and West Bengal, its situation has become very sensitive.
Right. And what is the government of West Bengal doing about this?
Actually, government of West Bengal, they are till now communist government, and government of India, Congress government. Both the government are run by the political parties, And these political parties, they bow under the pressure of the Muslim vote bank. Because they have a pattern of voting, they get their instruction from their religious heads and they vote there. Therefore, every political party, they are after, they do everything to appease these minority religious leaders to get their vote. Therefore, although the government, they try to stop the illegal migrants all, but their cadres, their supporters in the lower level, they appease the leaders because they need vote, and therefore government is almost ineffective in these regards. And also police is bribed, police is corrupt. Therefore this illegal migration and all other things, atrocities on the Hindus, the women trafficking, all things are going on.
I'll talk to you about the human trafficking also, because that's a very, very major issue, human trafficking, which has become a global crisis. But you talked about the family planning, but it's the people's choice what they want to do, how many kids they want to have, what religion they want to follow. So how do you work with that kind of mindset?
Of course, it is people's choice, but government machinery is almost imposing the family control planning upon the Hindus. The health workers, they go to the rural poor Hindu areas. They insist upon the poor Hindus that you have to do that operation, sterilization, etc., so that you don't have much kid.
So they're targeting towards the Hindus and not to any other minority groups?
Yeah, because they do not dare to enter in the minority area.
Why is this?
Because their mullahs will chase them. Therefore, the government authority is almost ineffective and non-existent in the minority areas. Even it does cases in Delhi also. There is one slum area, Silampur Basti. There police can't enter. You know, in 1984, in our Calcutta, one very bright, upright police officer, he was an IPS officer. His name was DC Port Binod Mehta, Deputy Commissioner of the port area, because there is a Calcutta port. And Binod Mehta just chased a smuggler, and he entered in a minority area, and he was brutally killed. And it is very unfortunate that police cannot dare to enter in the minority areas and do that. And therefore health workers, they are not actually permitted to enter in these minority areas. People just thrust them out. So, and you know, that there is a big campaign of polio vaccine. Right. Even the campaign from the mosque, no, don't take that polio vaccine. It will make you impotent. And therefore, since long time, the Muslims they are refusing to take even the polio vaccine to save their children. And therefore, all these disease, these paralysis and all these things, these are among them much. Because they have a suspicion that with this polio vaccine, government or America is trying to impose.
So then there is a need for education and awareness.
Yes, the need for education is, of course, there. But one thing is more necessary, that we have to motivate and convince the mullahs, the maulvis, the imams. But how they will be convinced? Because their scripture tells them to make the whole world Darul Islam, and it is their new, in the head counting democracy, the number matters, and therefore they are increasing their number.
So now, as President of the Hindu Samiti of West Bengal, what are the activities?
Actually, our main activity is to rescue the poor Hindu girls and women, particularly minor age girls, who are being kidnapped, abducted and sold either in the brothels of Delhi, Bombay, Pune, or they are being trafficked to Middle East. these poor parents, they cannot go to, they go to police station, but since police is taking bribe from these traffickers, so they do not register the case. And if the parents happen to know about us, they come to us, then we help them to register the case, to search their kids and to rescue them. And even after rescuing them, it is our duty to rehabilitate them. This and apart from this, there are many incidents of atrocities upon Hindus, particularly desecration of our temples, breaking of our deities, and molestation of our Hindu girls, particularly in the girls' schools and colleges, and particularly in the time of festivals. And there we try to protect the honor of the Hindu women and protect our temples and deities, and also the land grabbing that is also going on in all these